Hello, listeners. Welcome to another edition of Bookie Bashing, coming at you with a Thanksgiving special edition. Week 13 NFL season starting off with some Thursday action. Very excited to get at you with this card. As always, I'm your host, Anthony Nikki Jr., alongside my gambling colleagues, my conspirators, my associates. Ace, looking good. How you doing, baby?
Feeling great. I love this holiday. I'm a huge Thanksgiving guy, Tony. I love getting together with the family, watching the football. I'm a huge stuffing guy, and I'll say this, luckily for you guys, we have a cornucopia of winners for you this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you look a little bit like a stuffing guy. Gotta love Thanksgiving, family, food, football. My man Joey Staxxx next to me, looking good as always. How you feel? You look like cranberry sauce guy.
No cranberry, as a matter of fact. I like my light meat turkey. I'll do a leg. I'll do a wing. What is it, a leg or the wing?
You like a wing?
I like the leg. No cranberry, Tone. Just want to take a second to thank all of our listeners out there. We appreciate your guys' support. I hope you're making money with us. If you're not making money with us, I hope you plan on hopping on from here on out and making some money the rest of the season and coming up into the next year.
Those of you who have been listening know we've been very hot around here at Bookie Bash. We're going to continue to build on that success. The marathon of the NFL season here on this Week 13 card. We're getting a little bit of extra plays. 3 Thanksgiving special plays. Love these Thursday cards. You get a lot of value on Thursday. Less time to prepare, really. It's a mano-a-mano type thing. You get the better team, has a lot of advantages. A lot of value in these games on Thursday. Going to take advantage this week on Thanksgiving. Let's not waste any more time. Excited to get at you with this action, with this Thanksgiving special. Let's start them off at the top. Thanksgiving special. Going to open things off with a total play. Something we've been so hot with all year, hitting over 90%. Numbers do not lie on total plays this season. Chicago heading into Detroit. Going to take this thing to roll over the posted total of 47. Getting a Detroit team here that you're getting some value on. They got a very solid defense. They've been embarrassed 2 straight weeks on the road, having scored 9 points in New England and 6 points in Arizona. This is a powerful offense that knows how to score. They're back in the friendly confines of the dome in that controlled climate. I think Matthew Stafford has a big day on Thanksgiving. Going to get a lot of points out of Detroit. Chicago, on the other hand, a team that comes in having played just 2 home games where they've won both of them 21-13. They also get out of the elements. They head to Detroit, where we've gone over the posted total in 4 of 5 meetings. Chicago, a team that quietly goes over a bunch. They've gone over in 20 of 27 road games, 20 of 29 games overall. Now they head to Detroit, where the Lions have gone over in 5 of 7 games on Thursday. What does that mean? You have only 2 days to prepare for the matchup, and that hurts the defenses more than the offense, because the offense runs the same type of systems. The defense, not enough time to prepare on how to stop the offense. Detroit going to put up points in this one. Chicago, I expect them to be able to run with them, put up some points. Jay Cutler and company, although he throws interceptions, has Alshon, has Brandon Marshall. I think it's a very safe play for these 2 teams to put up big numbers on Thanksgiving Day. Let's take this one to cruise over that posted total of 47.
A safe play is right, Tony. In my heart of hearts, I truly think Detroit gets this over themselves. I don't see anybody on Chicago's defense that's going to get pressure on Stafford or really cover any of the dangerous targets. Of course, you have Megatron, who's primed to have a huge day on Thanksgiving, but you also have a guy like Golden Tate, who really can stretch a simple screenplay into a 70, 80-yard touchdown out of nowhere. Reggie Bush, while he's a little banged up, I believe he will play. And Joyke Bell has been proven to be solid also. You have some real weapons, and I didn't even mention the tight ends on the team. I just think Stafford's going to be able to gunsling the ball around a lot. And when you look at the other side, I think that the Bears are going to abandon Matt Forte in the running game a little bit. I think that they're going to really put it on Cutler's shoulders to try to keep them in this game. And I really think that that works out for good field position for either team and is going to end in points. When you look at the numbers, Chicago's offense averages over a field goal more when they're playing on turf. And that's going to come into play when they're playing in the first game on Thanksgiving and push this game over the posted total.
Yeah, this game is going to get pushed over the posted total. No matter how we look at it, whether Detroit's the one scoring all the points, like Tony said, there's going to be some garbage touchdowns late from Chicago. Whether they're playing in a tight game, that means they're both going to be battling, they're both going to be putting up points. There's just too many weapons on both sides of the ball. You got Chicago's big guys, who I love. They're grinders, they're huge, they're great ball players, and they always get their touches. They're going to get just that with Cutler slinging on the football. You got Megatron on the other side of the ball, Golden Tate doing his thing. Golden Tate, very capable of some big plays himself. No matter how we look at it, we're going to get a lot of points scored in this game, so we're going to roll with that over.
Yeah, I think you got great value opening up this Thanksgiving feast with an overplay, as Detroit and Chicago should cruise over that posted total of 47. Whether it's a blowout and Detroit gets there for themselves with some garbage touchdowns by Chicago, or whether Chicago actually stays in this one, and I think that's what's going to happen actually, is this game's going to be a slugfest, 31-27 final. Second Thanksgiving play, going to roll with the road dog here, as we love these Philadelphia Eagles. Getting the 3 points in Dallas, I think we take advantage of who I personally think is a better team in the division. I think the Eagles step on the gas pedal a little bit this Thursday and take down these Cowboys to take a strong grasp on the NFC East. I get a Cowboys team here that, although they started very hot, last week they struggled against these Giants. They were coming off of a bye week, had extra time to prepare. I thought they should have been able to slow down Eli Manning and company, and a Giants team that is depleted right now with injury, but they really didn't. They had to sneak it out in the fourth quarter. The week before that, they beat up on a Jacksonville team, but coming off of that, they lost to Arizona, and they lost that Monday night game against Washington. It's a Dallas team that through the second half has slowly begun to progress downwards. Now, the Eagles come in, and they have won in 3 of the last 4 matchups in Dallas. It's an Eagles squad that I don't think is scared of the moment. I think the offense is going to put up a bunch of points. I don't see the Dallas Cowboys secondary being able to prepare for this Eagles attack with only 2 days. I think it's going to be a major disadvantage for the Cowboys. The Eagles come in having covered in 5 of the last 7 games overall. And I think they're going to show up here and get us an outright victory. Sanchez is starting to establish a connection with Jordan Matthews. I think you get a big day out of him. Darren Sproles is the X factor here, folks. He has been taking control. I knew the Eagles loved him when they gave up a 4th rounder to get him, and he is becoming a huge thing in Chip Kelly's system. I just don't think Dallas has the players on defense to slow down the attack. The Dallas squad has not looked the same since that win in Seattle earlier on in the season. I think they're trending downwards. I think they lose this division game at home. Take the Eagles to take a grasp on the NFC.
E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles, baby. Eagles are the much better team here, and it's as simple as that. They've been stepping up for these big games, and to them, this is one of the biggest. Huge division implications here, as they are both fighting for that number 1 spot. Gotta love what these Eagles have done. Gotta love their firepower on offense. Gotta love the way their defense has really done a 180 from last year. They're actually making some stops. They're actually getting the team off the field on 3rd down. Love what I see here, and Sanchez has been a much better looking quarterback because Nick Foles was on the run, throwing off balance. He looked horrible. Sanchez a little more mobile, able to get around, get out of that pocket. He's got the weapons. Darren Sproles dumping the ball off. They got the receivers. Matthews is coming together. The team looks great. I'm very excited for this Eagles team. I think they're going to go pretty deep in these playoffs. I could even see him in a big game. Tony Romo, to me, has yet to prove that he is a quarterback that can get it done in big games. He's proven time and time again that he just can't get it done. And although they got the talent around him, DeMarco Murray's running great. They can control the clock with that, like Tony said. But I just don't see Romo being clutch, especially a Romo who we don't know how his health is. I don't see Romo being able to manage a game here and getting a big win when they need it. We're going to take the Eagles and the 3 points.
Folks, the numbers alone say that the Philadelphia Eagles are probably going to win, but without a doubt are going to cover. The Eagles' offense is averaging over 30 points a game, and when Dallas is at home, their offense is only averaging about 23 points a game. Now, even in a tough battle, I still want to be getting points in that matchup. Dallas is going to like to run the ball and try and control it, but they're playing a Philly team that can score so quickly that they're going to have to open up the playbook at some time. And at that point, Chip Kelly has them right where he wants them. Speaking about Chip Kelly, if you've heard what he's been talking about, he's been saying that this game is like every other game on the schedule. And that's what you'd want your coach to say, and that's what you would expect Chip Kelly to be saying. However, if you have heard anybody else from around Philadelphia, they're saying the exact opposite. They're treating this game as if it's the Super Bowl, because when the schedule comes out, everybody in Philadelphia looks for the 2 games against the Cowboys. They want to know when they're playing them, and when they saw it was on Thanksgiving, everybody got excited about that. And they hate the Dallas Cowboys more than anything. As soon as the game ended last week, the Eagles players have been nonstop talking about how much they want to destroy the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if you heard the crowd towards the end of the last game. They were chanting, "Bring on Dallas." I guarantee you no Cowboys fans were chanting on "Bring on the Eagles" towards the end of last game. And that's really where it's going to come into play, guys. If you thought the Cowboys Stadium had a large road presence for these other games, just wait till you see how many Eagles fans come down and get real loud for when the Cowboys offense is on the field. Don't be surprised if Tony Romo has to use some silent counts for a lot of the game this Thursday. Like I said, the Cowboys have no chance at covering this game, and history shows that. Since 2010, if you would have taken the underdog in every single game the Cowboys played, you would have covered in 71% of those games. Now they're going up against an Eagles team in which the underdog has been 23-8 in the series. And the Cowboys are only 3-16 against the spread when they're favored off of a win. This game is without a doubt my favorite game, and I love how it comes right before I get to go and eat my dinner, and I'm just going to love it because we're going to be up so much money by the time this night game comes. I love this Philadelphia game, guys. Roll Eagles.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of the dog in this series and getting the 3 points. I just like the Eagles. I truly think you got an outright winner here. Take Philly to get the job done. Better team in the NFC East, 27-24 final. Closing out this Thanksgiving special. Sit down, get a little bit of that pumpkin pie, a little Bally's and coffee. Let's make some money, get that clean sweep here. So we're going to roll with Seattle to get the job done, getting the point in San Francisco. Outright winner here to close off this Thanksgiving special. Seahawks come in having covered in the last 5 matchups versus San Francisco, and this is a huge game. Playoff caliber type game here as Seattle and San Francisco both come in at 7-4, trying to catch the 9-2 Cardinals in the NFC West. This game is going to be a war, but it's playoff-like atmosphere, and I'm going to take Pete Carroll, Marshawn Lynch, Russell Wilson, defending Super Bowl champions, to get a much-needed victory here. Seattle comes in having controlled the NFC West, going 9-4 against the spread in the last 13 games versus their division, 28 against the spread in the last 28 games versus the NFC Conference. They've also covered in the last 4 Thursday games, which is telling me something because it's a completely different beast preparing for a Thursday game. Less time to prep than it is for a normal Sunday contest. San Francisco, on the other hand, has obviously been a roller coaster ride all season, and they have gone 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 home games, and really I just don't think they're that solid of a team. They struggled to get the job done last week against Washington, came down to the wire, struggled the week before as Eli Manning and company had numerous opportunities to beat them when they played in New York. Now we got a division game that is so meaningful that I just don't think they show up to play and get the job done. I think it's a defensive battle, but I just don't think Kaepernick and company can put enough points on the board, take the Seahawks to get a big road victory, and to continue their trend back into the playoffs.
I see a heck of a lot of value in taking the defending champions, getting a point on Thanksgiving Day. If you look at the recent history, the Seahawks have covered 15 of the last 18 times that they were an underdog. And now they go up against a San Francisco team that not only they really know well, but their coach really knows San Fran's coach really well also. They go way back to when they faced each other in college. They really don't like each other too much. And it seems to me that every time Harbaugh goes up against a coach who he has a history against, he always seems to be on the losing side of that. I don't really know why, but it always seems to happen. And I really think that the numbers show that it's really going to happen again this Thanksgiving. Now, if you look at the season in whole, the San Francisco offense definitely looks like they can score some points on this Seattle defense. But let me break it down to the last 5 games. San Francisco's offense is only getting 17 points a game, and they're hardly averaging 300 yards a game. Seattle's defense, on the other hand, is only giving up 15 points a game and only gives up 260 yards a game. Their defense is really buckling down. And when you look at their offense, they have 2 top 15 rushers in the NFL. That's right, Russell Wilson is a top 15 rusher in the entire NFL, not just amongst quarterbacks. I love the 2 of them being able to take advantage of a San Francisco defense that has really been hindered by injuries and suspensions, and really the guys have never been able to play healthy together. It's going to show this Thanksgiving as Seattle's going to be able to run the ball a lot, control the clock, and really just dominate the game.
I think we get a much better team in the Seattle Seahawks here. Granted, they're on the road, and they play much better at home, but that's not going to matter here as they're fighting for a playoff spot. Big confidence boost last week as they beat a 9-1 Arizona Cardinals team. Hold them to a field goal at that. Defense really stepped up, and I think they're going to do just that against a struggling San Francisco 49ers team. They haven't been that Niners team that we've seen in years past. Defense isn't as strong. Kaepernick hasn't looked as good. The running game hasn't looked as good. The receivers are there, but they're not doing a whole lot. Vernon Davis has been an absolute zero. Don't like what I see in San Francisco, bottom line. Marshawn Lynch is going to pound that ball. He looks great. He's an absolute beast. Richard Sherman on the defensive side of the ball. We all know what he's doing. They're all laughing, joking on Sports Center, on the interviews. They're having a good time. They're confident. And that's what Pete Carroll's team does. That's the vibe you get from Pete Carroll. A lot of respect from his players. A great coach. I really like this Seattle Seahawks team here. It's a good spot for them. They go on the road on Thanksgiving and get a tough victory.
Yeah, really like Seattle here in this one, and you cannot ignore the playoff implications behind this game. And I think the Seahawks are a better team. Get the job done in a hard-fought victory. Seahawks, outright winner, 19-16 in San Francisco. So that's going to wrap things up for this Thanksgiving special here at Bookie Bashing. As we love these three games, going to continue to build on this winning NFL season and increase those bankrolls before we get at you with 5 winning picks for this Week 13 NFL card. But going to come at you here on Thanksgiving, opening things up, continuing to build on that total record, as we have hit over 90% on total plays so far this season, as we take the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions to cruise over that posted total of 47, as we get a little bit of a slugfest there, 31-27 final. Going to roll with the road underdog, Philadelphia Eagles, getting 3 points in the big NFC East battle. Think they take a stranglehold on the division with an outright win in Dallas, 27-24 final. And in a huge NFC West battle, Seattle Seahawks getting a point in San Francisco, take the defending Super Bowl champs. They need the victory to keep pace with these Arizona Cardinals. They get an outright winner in San Francisco, 19-16 final. Love these 3 games. Love this Week 13 card. Make sure to tune in this weekend to get those 5 winners. For Ace Berg and for Joey Staxxx, I'm your host, Anthony Nikki Jr. We want to thank you for tuning in so far this season. Continue to listen in. Continue to build up those bankrolls. Have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with the family. Enjoy these winning 3 picks. And we will see you next time at www.bookiebashingats.com.